Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of the Ampcast right here in Dubai with me, your boy Khan, bringing you another day of music and melody. We've got some great people come on the show in the past, and for today's episode, we've got a dear friend of ours, guitarist extraordinaire, motorcycle enthusiast, and whatnot. Wadeeah, thank you so much for making the time for being here with us. Welcome to the Ampcast.
Thank you. Thanks, Khan. Thanks for having me.
No,
it's an honor to be here, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
I'm glad you're happy. We're going to have a couple of more happier moments talking about the music scene and yourself as a musician living in Dubai. So what we know about you so far, aside from the fact that you love motorcycles and you ride a Harley Davidson, which is extremely badass, by the way. I think that's a really cool thing. I respect you for that. Because,
thank you so much.
You know, you've ticked off all the boxes. You're like a rock and roll guitar player, a motorcycle rider.
Yeah.
Tell us something about yourself that we don't know.
By the way, that just happened by accident. You know, I did not plan all of this. I want to be a rock star. I wanted to.
What
play
is it that you
music.
wanted to be?
I wanted to play guitar and play music in general, but the motorbike thing just happened. You know, I never really planned it. I just liked anything since I was a child. I liked anything that rolls on wheels, basically. Wow. So from rollerblades to cycles.
You're into
like
extreme
bicycles.
sports.
A little bit.
That's great. It goes with the rock and roll agenda. You know, you gotta have that kind of stuff. Real quick, Wadeeah, how long have you been in Dubai?
4 years, exactly 4 years now.
And before that?
Before that, born and raised in Bahrain. I'm Bahraini.
Okay.
And studied in Bahrain, and then I graduated from university. After 6 months, I immediately moved to Dubai. I did an internship here.
Nice.
The plan was just 6 months. I guess that's what everyone in Dubai, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I get to hear a lot. I mean, I was born and raised here, and you know, all my life I've heard people say things like, "Hey, we came here with the plan of being here for 1 year, and now it's been 10 years," and I'm like,
"Yeah,
you know, it's a good thing.
It's a very good thing." I came here for work, to get that name of Dubai on my CV, you know, since it's like the MENA business hub. And then music happened, and then I met awesome people, and I'm like, I don't know if I can, you know, leave this now.
It's too late. You're too deep into it now.
Yeah.
Back in Bahrain, when you lived there, was there a big music scene there?
There is, but not as big as here.
Okay.
And it's very, very small. And the thing is, you see the same people just forming different bands.
How is that different from Dubai?
So, I mean, more people here.
Okay, more people. More different people too, because you've got nationalities from everywhere, isn't
yes,
it? Yes. Okay.
Exactly. But in Bahrain, it's more like, it's literally until now, it's the same people just getting out of a band and then forming another band, or forming few bands like in the same time. How many?
Were you part of any band back in
Bahrain?
Bahrain?
I was not a part of a band, but I was more like filling in for some. You know, I was a standby musician. So I was
You're a session player?
Kind of.
Okay. And you've always played guitar?
Guitar and bass guitar. Well, I started playing bass guitar when I was here.
Okay.
My brother also a bassist, like specialty.
Wow.
6 strings.
Wow.
Fretless bass.
Here in Dubai?
In Bahrain.
He's got his own band there?
He plays in 3 bands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he plays metal, and he plays blues.
Do you know the band names?
Jazz. So he plays, his band is called Rain and Hell.
Okay.
Rain and Hell.
And number 2?
Like rain and hell.
The other rain.
And he plays and he sings in it.
Wow.
So he plays like growling, singing.
Okay.
Other band is the Oracle Project. They play softer stuff, progressive, rock,
okay.
Blues, like rock blues. He got other projects as well. He got his solo project as well, Wadeeah Al Meshkhas, that's his name.
Shout out to the family.
Yes. Well, we're the black sheep of the family.
Oh, I was just about to ask that if music is.
I
was about to ask if music's in the family. So you guys have started off basically.
Yeah. So actually, sorry, I'm just gonna tell a story. Actually, there was always this classic guitar, laying down under my father's bed, and then it was stringless, and it was a new guitar, but it was always in the case. And the story was that my dad tried to play music, but he's a hard worker, and he used to have 2 jobs, so he didn't get the chance to like take classes. He did take, but it like eventually did not really work with his schedule and all of that. So he kept the guitar, and since we were born, we always saw that guitar, and we were like, fascinated with it, and we loved music since we can ever remember. So I'm saying we because my brother is my twin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we grew up together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we grew up together.
That's how the music happened.
Yeah, so like listening to from the car, like since ever we remember, singing along with songs, everything, Arabic, old Arabic, with my mom, English, like Kenny Rogers with my dad, Bryan Adams. Like we were like 3 or 4, and then instantly.
That's parenting done right. They raised you guys perfectly well. God bless your parents.
Yeah, thank you.
So in a way, music was kind of in the family. Your dad, he had the guitar. Eventually picked up by you and your brother.
Good listeners, at least.
Well, look at you now, right? So you've been in Dubai 4 years now. Let's jump back onto you.
Yeah.
I know you from the band Asper Casper. That's how we met. I've seen you guys play live a couple of times, and I loved what I heard. And then, of course, I've seen you come to the Amped Open Mic Nights and jam out with musicians there, which I think is great because that's what the open mic nights are all about. So tell us a bit about that journey. So you came to Dubai. You've been here 4 years. How did Asper Casper happen, and what role did music play for you?
Right. So in Bahrain, I was a part of this rock camp for girls, and
I think they had that here too.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how we met.
Okay.
Actually, I knew the other mentors as well. Asya, Zahra, X from YY, and Faye from J&Fo.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I was in touch with them since I was in Bahrain.
Nice.
We used to Skype to get like ideas on workshops and stuff for the rock camp.
Wow.
So we had it for 2 years there in Bahrain, and then I moved here, and I wrote on God bless social media. I wrote that I moved here, and then they got in touch with me. And we met. It was close to the due of the rock camp.
Okay.
We met, and then I met Carla in the meeting as well. And I think she was like she just finished her album, and she was forming a band.
Okay.
And it was 2 weeks in Dubai, and I told her, if you know anyone or you want someone to play with you, just let me know.
Nice.
Play guitar. I wasn't so good. It was terrible.
None of us are.
It was out of time. It was not the best bar chord.
That's how we learn.
Yeah, and then we tried it out a couple of times. I don't know how it worked for me personally.
Okay.
But I had so much fun. That's what I can tell you. What I remember. It was a blast to be on stage, and like sharing the stage with everyone. So I started playing with them and we played like fair amount of gigs here and there, festivals, almost every festival in Dubai, and a lot of venues. It gave me so much experience, and also playing with different musicians. That's definitely how you learn.
Yeah. And
again, it comes down to being humbled and accepting criticism or accepting any challenges. And then I also from that I've got into open mics, got into the music scene. I met a lot of other musicians. I played in Desert Experiment.
Nice.
With Gorgon.
Yeah.
That was another highlight. That was probably the best gig that I've ever played.
Why do you say probably?
A lot of gigs. Being humbled, like.
Yeah. Well, so you've been playing around live for quite some time since you've arrived here. I believe you guys recently recorded and released some music as well.
It was Blind. That was the latest. There are a lot of other songs, few songs as well. Blind, Walls, and there was a video as well called Go Go for the song Go Go. Sorry.
Okay.
It was fun. It was
Okay.
a fun journey with them.
Yeah. Well, you say it was a fun journey with them. Why do you say it was a fun journey?
So I play. I don't play with a band right now.
Okay.
Just like schedule got busy a bit
Okay.
with work and all of that.
Okay.
Also, like I think there are a lot of there's a big cycle happening in Dubai as well. A lot of changes.
Yeah. Always.
So a lot of people are leaving the country,
Yeah.
and new people are coming in, and it's just that I would like to play more songs, more original songs
Mhm.
with different musicians
Okay,
as well.
so you want to diversify as a musician and
Mhm.
jam with other people, which I think you're doing wonderful because I've seen you do that at Amped. Jumping back a little bit into the band Asper Casper, now you've parted ways because of schedules or whatever reason it is. Do you have another band in mind that you're going to be joining, or are you pursuing solo music, or are you planning to? Is there anything happening in the near future?
I would love to play with a band. I've auditioned to a death metal band.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
But
See, that's more interesting.
Yeah. So I'm just like I've auditioned, but they have a lot of they're a well-established band already.
See, for someone like me who's never played in a death metal band,
Yeah.
Just hearing that you auditioned for a death metal band
Yeah.
is so badass.
Thank you.
So
I love metal so much,
wow.
and it's good because I play bass guitar as well. But and somehow everyone who sees me like, you play bass, and I'm like, I play guitar, but bass also, yes. But if they take me, I've auditioned as a guitarist, so I hope like something good happens. But they have a lot of candidates that.
Well, I hope you find your place in. I mean, I wouldn't even say I hope you find it because I think you've already done that.
Thank you.
You've established yourself as a band member. You've established yourself as an artist who plays regular gigs. 4 years in Dubai is not too long. I don't think it's too short either.
No.
Now, is there any challenges as a musician that you've faced being out here?
Definitely.
Because let's be honest, all right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this up.
Yeah.
You're
Go
probably
ahead.
first of all, you're the only one of the very few, not the only, but one of the very few female musicians who I know
Yeah.
who is not a singer.
Yes.
Most of them are singers.
Unfortunately.
They're great. Fortunately, unfortunately.
Unfortunately for me.
You play
Fortunately.
guitar. You play really good. You play bass
Thank
as
you.
well. And you wear a scarf.
Yes.
Now, has that ever been a challenge playing
Yeah.
music?
I think you saw it, Khan.
I
You saw
I,
it yourself.
I helped you out and I took care
You
of that.
did.
But that was because it was. I mean, I know you. You know, so I'm
Yeah.
always gonna be there to
Thank
help
you.
you out as a musician and as a
You-
friend.
Yeah.
But in general, for yourself, I mean, I bet you've got people going and like, how does that work? How do
Yeah.
you make it work?
Well, first of all, shout out to that night when you also after you helped me, you dedicated a song to me and to all the other people in the room. It was Zombie.
I think
Yeah,
so.
it was
I think so.
amazing.
I'm
Thank you
glad
for
you
that.
liked it.
Yeah, it's just that, like I was attending my brother's graduation in Leeds. He graduated for his master's there, and we went to. It was a place. It was like a lounge, but
Okay.
it was like rock music, like metal music. It's just DJ,
Okay.
like a DJ playing there.
Okay.
They play heavy songs
Okay.
like Meshuggah, Gujera.
Wow.
And we were there, and on the door, there was like a sticker. It was written, "We're here for the music,"
Wow.
and it was. Dubai needs to see this, the whole people in Dubai. It really is. I'm just there for the music.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to good music. I want to play good music.
Yeah.
I don't care the place, what it contains, what it has, what whatever. Literally just there for the music, and that's the challenge. Some places wouldn't let me in because they have restrictions on appearance,
Okay.
how you should dress. Yeah, you're in your,
Yeah.
you shouldn't dress your national dress here.
Yeah.
And which, okay, fine, I get the point, but again, I'm there for the music, and maybe It's a long talk. It's gonna be a long talk. I don't wanna get in
All right,
trouble with this.
we're gonna cut it short. I don't think it's anything troublesome. I think it's a legit question. But hearing what you're saying, there's a lot of women empowerment kind of stuff that I get a vibe and I get this feeling, because you said you started off with the rock camp for girls.
Yeah.
Which you mentioned the names of some of the guys involved and some of the girls involved, and you mentioned Zara.
Only girls.
I think
involved.
Zara Soar.
Yes. Yeah.
She's a great person. I think she's.
Miss her.
She's,
Shout out. She's in Canada.
Oh, she's moved to Canada.
Yeah, a couple of years now.
Wow. I didn't even know that. It's weird how that happens in Dubai. It's a small city, and people leave. And well, Zara, if you're watching, I hope you're doing great. We miss you out here. Zara, I remember, was one of the founding. It's weird to say founding, but she was one of the earliest people who was supporting the local music scene on national radio. So that's how I know her. So you mentioned that, and it's great to know that this rock camp was all girls.
Yeah.
And then you came to Dubai. You formed a band, Asper Casper, which is all girls.
I did not form a band. I was just a member.
Well, the band. Was it a band before you joined?
It was the music. It was music. It was there already.
So you were part of the band, right, when it was founded. So with the exception of Taifi, who I completely get along with only because of our beards, which sounds really weird, I know, but if you see us together, you'll know what I mean.
Brotherhood.
It's this weird bond, bearded brotherhood. But keeping that aside, there was Carla on vocals, there was Natasha on drums. Again, a very powerful lineup of like-minded girls. And now you're telling me that you've auditioned for metal music and for a metal band.
They're all guys, by the way.
Hey, you never, maybe you're the one who's gonna take them.
Did I say unfortunately?
there goes the audition.
Yeah.
No, I think they need someone who's as badass as you.
Sorry, I'm gonna cut you. It really has nothing to do with. I'm not trying to take an advantage of it. It's just that I go to here in Dubai. I go to a metal gig. Organized by these amazing people who are parts of these bands. Josine, Metal East Records, and all of those. Shout out. And then they bring the bands Ginger, and then they bring other bands with female vocalists and musicians in them. But then with any local band formed here, we don't really see any female musician in these bands, Well, that's
I'm pointing at one right now. Well, this is what I was trying to get at. That I see that a lot of that women empowerment stuff coming out of you, because again, I touched upon the fact that you have a scarf and you're still playing music, and it's all of this about the music for you, which is what it should be.
Yeah. Again, I'm not trying to take an advantage because I'm a woman or anything.
I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think you're doing exactly what your heart tells you to do, and I think you're doing a great job.
Just that I get really. I'm really proud when I see women on stage, whether local or international or anything.
Did you know there was a band in Dubai, also all girls, and if I remember correctly, this was a lineup of all Emirati girls, and they were playing rock and roll.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, true story.
Really?
I can't remember their name.
I think I heard of that. Three.
I think there was three of them.
They're local.
They were Emirati girls, and
but I don't think they did any gigs. They did
so when I heard of them, this was back when they were in university, so they were doing a lot of those university gigs. But that was so cool.
Yeah,
just to hear about it, I was like, yo, that's really awesome. I really wish that we would have seen more of those guys. But again, the fact that it happened, you never know. The doors open, and it could lead to other, girls, Emirati or non-Emirati, to pursue music. We've already had some great ones. You mentioned a few of them, Faye, Carla, all these guys who are doing music, which is great.
As a DJ X,
And so, coming back to you, if this audition works out or doesn't work out, you said you want to collaborate, continue doing music, right? Where do you see yourself with music in the next 4 or 5 years? What is it that you want to achieve?
Hard question. Tough one.
It's not that hard.
Again, as you said, I'm not a.
It would be that question is hard when our parents ask us that question. Son, daughter, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
What do you want to be when you grow up? Which I think no one ever gets that question right. Because I remember telling my parents I want to be an architect. boy, was I wrong. Was I completely off?
At least you remember your answer.
I remember it because back in grade 4, I failed in maths miserably. And I remember being worried about it because, come on, grade 4, we're kids. I'm like, oh my God, I told my mom and dad I'm going to be an architect and I failed in maths. What am I going to do? No, but so that's when it's scary. This is from one musician to another. I'm asking you, like, what would you as a musician, forget seeing yourself, what would you like to achieve?
Yeah. See, I don't sing, so unless someone's gonna, come and teach me how to growl.
Have you ever tried?
I don't really want to growl. I really just want to play guitar and bass guitar.
Okay.
And maybe learn as well a couple of other instruments, but I know I need to like perfect these as well more. But I would love to form an original band.
Okay.
Initially, before I moved here, I was always like, I want to form an all-girls band.
Okay.
But, like, growing up, خلاص, I don't want to, like, this quality stuff and then being in different bands and all of that. I don't think it matters, the gender. I think it's just whether if you're a good musician or not a good musician. If a female shows up, amazing, great. It's just more empowerment to the other girls,
Yeah.
If not, it's fine, I think what's most important is the chemistry in the band.
Absolutely.
Being humbled,
Yeah.
number one rule.
Yeah.
About your skills, about, being on stage and all of that, attitude. That's a big point. But I would love to form an original band.
So essentially what you're saying right now is that you're looking for musicians to form your own band.
I mean, if anyone's watching and
Why not?
I'm always open for
This is the internet. The whole world is going to be watching.
Social media.
Yeah. So, I mean, guys, if you're watching on a serious note, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you in the local music scene have heard of Wadeeah and what she's been doing musically. So, if you get, I would say just pass by at AMPTA and just get to meet some of the guys there. Because we've had musicians come and form bands, write their own music and things like that.
Right.
And which reminds me, when it comes to writing music, is that something did you actively participate in Asper Casper when it came to writing music?
One song, yes.
Uh-huh.
It's called Do My Part.
Okay.
Just like, again, it was random. I was playing some melodies, and then Carla saw me playing these melodies, and then she recorded them, and then she came up the next day, 2 days after, bam. She came up with a song.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So that's good band chemistry right
there. Yeah. That was that. And then I played with Point of View once.
Oh, nice.
They invited me to play a solo on one of their songs.
I love that this is on video, so you just got your expression. Okay, how did that go?
So it was so much fun.
Nice.
These people are like the top musicians, I would say, probably in the Middle East.
Okay.
Or like in the Asian continent.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that may raise an eyebrow when you say Asian continent because it's huge, but I do know the guys personally and they are good musicians. Yes.
They're amazing musicians, but yet they're so down to earth.
That's important though.
That's the thing, no matter how Royden is like level 8 and like guitars and all of the others are producers and Kiran is an engineer and all of that, but they are so humbled and they're so down to earth. I'm like, wow, the humbleness. I did not believe that they called me to play a solo with them.
Wow.
They're legends, and I know them from Bahrain before I moved here because they came and played a couple of shows, and it was for the Harley Davidson community in Bahrain.
Okay.
And then I was one of the people on the Harleys, and so I knew them from back then. And they invited me to play one solo in one song. It was so cool. So they asked me to like write this solo. So I did that, and it was a great experience.
Nice.
It was my first time to play a solo
on a record.
It was not a record. It was actually just
live.
Live,
okay.
yeah. It was so much fun. And a funny incident happened also on stage. Nick stepped on my pedal board, on the
classic Nick.
He stepped on the cable
Wow.
So I was playing and it was no sound is coming out. I really like what is happening.
Nickel, we need to talk, man.
Until now, every time I see he mentions that incident, it was so much fun. So we had to, the song was playing, and then we had to repeat the solo after we found out that, that the cable was not attached.
That happens.
No, it was so much. It was part of it.
Could happen to anyone.
Yeah, no, it was a part of it. Like anything that happens on stage, I don't think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
It's a part. And you're with the audience. The audience is with you. Yeah. They see everything. They listen to everything. Like the compassion I see in those audience eyes, whenever I'm on stage, it's unbelievable. It's amazing. It's so supportive. So yeah, that was that. Back to writing, and then I wrote as well a few songs just by myself on the guitar.
Like instrumentals.
Instrumentals.
Wow.
But like more like melodies, so like chords and then some melodies on them. A little bit of like riffs and like simple solos here and there. So looking for someone to write on them and sing them.
All right, guys, you're watching and you're listening, right? So, Wadeeah, thank you so much for taking the time out to, come out here in the middle of the desert in our little studio and talk about music and what you've been up to. Good luck to everything that you're doing. I really hope that you get to form a band, because I can't wait to hear what comes out of your head on stage and in terms of music. And we can't wait to hear you live again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Khan. Thanks for having me. This is exciting, and thanks for doing the open mic. There are a few of those that are in town now, and it's a great opportunity for every musician.
I think the thing is just having fun.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the main thing. It always will be.
And it's a big part of Dubai's music scene, the open mics.
Thank you.
And so keep it up. Wish you all the best, and I also can't wait to see what comes out of that.
It's not even me alone, so we've got a nice team of the guys who organize the open mic night, and the best part is they're all musicians. Grayson, Musa, Shaza, Chris, all these guys, and it's like you said, it's about being humble, being united, and just pursuing your passion. Thank you once again, Wadeeah, for coming on the show. Guys, stick around because we're going to be having a lot more happening in the next couple of weeks, but for now I'm going to leave you guys with everything that Wadeeah has said. So check out her music, find her online, and form a band with her, because man, trust me, you guys are gonna love it. Peace out.
Thank you.